So.
Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation.
Yeah, so I got sick. I attempted to still do videos even though I was sick. Ended up making it much worse, like usual. I need to stop doing that. I haven't done much last week except from sleep and play some Red Dead Redemption 2. Let's just jump into it. Have you seen this guy? Missing since last Christmas. Was last seen climbing a mountain at 20,000 feet. We don't know where he is, but we sure do miss him. In today's episode, we're going to talk about some Bitcoin price predictions and then some coins that I think are potentially something we should keep an eye on. Stellar, Cardano, Zcash, and the Bitcoin Cash hard fork. All of that and more coming up in today's episode. The Daily Show. Yeah, it is daily, yeah. Venture capitalist reiterates $250,000 price target for Bitcoin. As outrageous as it may sound, venture capitalist Tim Draper still believes Bitcoin could run up to $250,000 over the next 4 years. That's after he predicted $250,000 by April 2018. Believe it, it's going to happen. It's going to be awesome. The thing that I ask myself when I read these predictions is, does that person themselves hold a lot of Bitcoin? Are they financially incentivized to make the statements that they're making in the media? Does he, for example, have an appendage on the line where, according to predictions, if Bitcoin is going to be 1 million Bitcoin by the end of 2020, Bitcoin should be around 23,000 at the minute. Not saying either of these predictions aren't possible. They are. But for the same reason, I don't listen to someone like Roger Ver explaining how such and such project is so good because he's personally incentivized to see the success of it, or how bad the project is. For example, that Jamie Dimon is saying, who is also financially incentivized to see the downfall of it. I just don't put too much stock into these statements, which are very heavily loaded with personal interests. I just can't trust you to be unbiased. Maybe I'm a giant hypocrite. I hold Bitcoin. I hold a little bit of Ethereum.
Am I the asshole? Yeah, probably. Are they the asshole? Yeah. Where does that leave you? I don't know.
I can come out and be honest about some serious worries about, both of them. But if I'm completely honest, I think Ethereum would have a much easier time going from 200 to 400 than Bitcoin would going from 6 to 12. Let's take a quick look at Stellar, Cardano, and Zcash. Since the rumors of a future Coinbase listing and all three of these coins have experienced decent growth since the start of November. Sound familiar? We saw the same kind of price happen to both 0x and Basic Attention Token before their listings. Prior to the listing, subsequent to the official listing announcement of Coinbase, both Basic Attention Token and 0x nearly doubled in value against both the US dollar and their Bitcoin price. However, after the official listing by Coinbase Pro and Coinbase.com, the price of BAT plunged from 37 to 25, which is 32%. Basically, the price of BAT dropped to the point before the listing itself, demonstrating that the hype around the Coinbase listing, rather than the actual listing, led to the price of the BAT to surge. Duh, right? We know the saying, buy the rumor, sell the news. So what is going to happen to Stellar, Cardano, and Zcash? Previous activity is not indicative of future, forget it. This is not financial advice, yada yada, but yeah, it's likely to happen again. Given that 0x and BAT, which have central development teams overseeing the development of the two digital assets, were listed by Coinbase, the probability of the three digital assets being integrated into Coinbase is fairly high. If so, with many positive developments, including Stellar's blockchain wallet integration, growing adoption of ZK Snark technology of Zcash, and rising adoption of Cardano's smart contract protocol, will positively affect the short-term price trend of the three assets. So basically what they're saying here is, even if it's not listed, it's still worth keeping an eye on these three coins. I'd say absolutely. If I held any of these, I would certainly keep an eye on them. And lastly, in case you weren't aware, Bitcoin Cash is being hard forked. The new fork is going to be called, it sounds like a joke, but Bitcoin Cash Satoshi's Vision, or SV for short. What we can see here is the IOU market, which again sounds like a joke, but you can trade the forked coin before it's been forked in IOUs. Currently, the price of each IOU is $113. When you compare that to the current BCH value of around 500, it's not a bad bang for your buck. It's almost 25% of its value. That's if it stays at 113 bucks after the fork. That's highly speculative. If I was to guess, I'd say no, but maybe it will. And in case you hold some Bitcoin Cash and you want to claim some new SV, Satoshi's vision, it's exactly what he planned. Binance, Coinbase Pro, Coinbase, Bitcoin.com, of course, Poloniex, and CoinDelta, I believe, are supporting the fork. If you just want to leave it on the exchange, it's the easiest. It's probably not the most ideal, but it is the easiest. So let's take a look at Bitcoin.com. I actually don't really use this website ever because of its heavy bias, but considering we're going to be talking about Bitcoin Cash thing anyway, let's have a look. All eyes on Bitcoin Cash prices before the pending fork. I'm not sure how true that is, but most traders seem positive that the price of Bitcoin Cash will trend higher as the fork approaches due to the memories of prior forks in the past. The 100-day average shows that there is a lot of room for improvement over the next 4 days. Furthermore, Bitcoin Cash USD short positions are at an all-time high this weekend, which means a majority of traders are betting against a rise. However, others believe that these traders are setting themselves up for a big squeeze and expect prices to spike unexpectedly. With the fork approaching, and especially the contentious nature surrounding it, it will likely drive markets in certain directions before, during, and after the network changes. Is what they're saying, basically. Per usual in crypto land, Bitcoin traders are expecting the unexpected to take place next week and are just crossing their fingers hoping they choose their positions correctly. I would say that's probably quite fair. Expect the unexpected. In case you're wondering, the exact date of the fork is 11:20 a.m. EST, November 15th, so 3 days away. 1 second. Hello, boy. Hello. Anyway, so before we close, I did ask you all for some dog names for... Let's get this out of the way. For this little pup here. Most popular is Hoddle, so I can run around the park shouting Hoddle, Dash, Moon, Holdy. That's not a bad one, actually. Or Steve, because human names are quite funny for dogs. Thank you, everybody, for your suggestions. I had a good time reading them. I think, though, I'm going to name him Archie, because I like the idea of a human name for a dog. Archie. I think he's tired. Anyway, that's all from me today. Thank you very much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and I'll see you again very soon.